Welcome to Katy Calls BS, the podcast where we cut through the noise in course creation, digital products, and business strategy. I'm Katie Miller, bringing you blunt advice, real action steps, and the occasional F-bomb because building a business is hard and the BS isn't helping. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Katy Calls BS. You may or may not have seen some big names announce the shutdown of their flagship programs and podcasts this week. When it is framed as a feeling or gut instinct, a season shift, I have some thoughts. When multiple industry leaders make similar moves at the same time, that's not intuition or a gut feeling. It's a signal of something. Amy Porterfield announced the closing of Digital Course Academy. Jenna Kutcher announced the end of her podcast, or at least she's going from 2 episodes a week to 1, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow either one of them. I'm not here to speculate about individual businesses or personal decisions. I don't know the details. And it's not the point. But what is worth talking about are the visible shifts in the online business space. Here's the thing that's BS in the online business space especially, or just business in general. If a successful business offer ends, it must be a personal choice, not a business signal. That's total BS. That should raise a red flag for you. It almost always means something is happening behind the scenes. Businesses don't exist outside of market pressure. Scale changes the incentives. What works at the top doesn't translate to everyone else. What we see from companies making millions with access to teams of people is not feasible for those of us running companies by ourselves. When leaders pivot, smaller creators start to question themselves. We make assumptions like courses are dead. It turns into self-blame versus looking at the market shift. Your sales success does not equal learning quality. We jump to these huge conclusions, and they're totally unwarranted. We have seen a decline in the interest in sales of online courses since COVID, but not a decline in online learning. E-learning has been around for a long time. People just want their information in a different way. We continue to adapt to that in the e-learning industry. Your learners don't want to sit for long periods of time for signature courses anymore. Many large course brands succeed because of their audience size, because of brand trust, because of strong marketing, not necessarily because the learning design is strong, meaning the course itself was designed well, or because outcomes of participants are consistent, or not necessarily because supportive learners scales well. Something can sell incredibly well and still not be designed to support learners at scale. There is an important difference between instructional design versus content delivery. Instructional design is well-designed content delivered with the learner's needs in mind. Content delivery is just delivering content, kind of like we do on social media, sharing what you know. When you're designing a course or a learning experience, there are many more factors to think about. Engagement, retention, and application matter more now than ever. Add on to that, our attention is fractured. Trust is thin, and people are tired of buying things that don't change anything. They are tired of the BS. We're fighting against a lot more factors now than ever before when it comes to learning and learning experiences. People are not just jumping to buy things. Attention is scarce. Engagement is the gatekeeper now. People aren't lazy. They're just overloaded. There is so much coming at us. Your buyer right now, all of us right now really, are juggling work, family, money stress. We're consuming content all day. We're mentally exhausted by decisions. If your product doesn't engage them quickly, it's not going to get used. If it doesn't get used, it doesn't get results. If it doesn't get results, it doesn't get repeat buyers. In 2026, engagement isn't about being fun and exciting. It's about earning attention long enough for change to happen. Retention, which has always been the goal for instructional designers, by the way, in the online business space, it's a mix of, yes, I want someone to buy my course, but there are also people who want them to finish it. So we've had this idea in the online business space of a group of people who are like, oh, look, I made a sale. Isn't that great? I got your money. And then there are the people who are like, I'm so excited. I made a sale and I really want you to finish this course because it has so much value. We're not just about making the sale to get the money around here in the Miller Social, Katy Calls BS world. We're about meaningful impact. Selling once is easy. Keeping someone long enough to finish your learning experience and to make an impact, that's the hard part. Retention matters because refunds happen when people don't see progress when they work with you. That's when they want their refunds. That's when they're going to leave a negative review. That's when you don't get testimonials because they didn't complete the experience. Long-term revenue comes from people who trust you again and again. All of that comes from good design from your products, good design from your learning experiences, good design from your offers. High churn exposes weak design. Low retention tells you your product is solving the wrong problem or solving it poorly. This is why big courses are struggling and have been for a while. This is why memberships fail without structure or poor planning. This is why content-heavy programs bleed users and they don't complete it. Retention isn't a bonus metric. It's proof of a product's quality. People don't want more. They want quality. It's always been quality over quantity. If we keep breaking it down, information is free. We can find pretty much anything we want online. People are paying for you and your expertise. When they work with you, when they buy a learning experience from you, when they do a challenge with you, whatever it may be, they want the execution and the how-to. If someone finishes your product and asks, okay, now what? You've lost them. You didn't do your job well. The application matters because, and P.S., this is where adult learning theory comes in, the part that people miss so much when they design learning experiences on their own or without someone who knows what they're doing. Adults learn by doing. Confidence comes from action, not knowledge. Results require a transfer, not just consumption of the material. A product that doesn't drive action feels like a waste of time, even if the content is really good. And the trust is built after the purchase, not before it. So all that time you spend trying to build up the trust, that's the part that people miss. Marketing is what gets your sale. The experience determines everything after. In 2026, buyers are skeptical. We've talked about that before on the podcast. Hype is ignored because we can see right through that BS now. We don't go for the hype anymore. Loyalty is earned inside of the product, inside of the offers. Engagement is what keeps people inside of your offers, inside of your community. Retention keeps them progressing through your offers, progressing through your community, progressing through the learning experience. Application gives them proof that you know your shit. That's how trust forms now. And we know that the economy has changed buyer behavior. I've talked about it on past episodes. People are cautious. They are holding on to their money and investing carefully. They're buying slower. They evaluate harder. That means the nice-to-have products are stalling out. The vague outcomes, they're not converting anymore. The overbuilt programs feel too risky. Buyers want clarity, they want momentum, they want evidence it will work for them specifically. Products that deliver small wins fast are outperforming everything else. We need to know that they're getting wins now, like it's going to happen yesterday. Not in 3 months, not in 6 months, not in a year. They want to win right away. This is why the infrastructure matters more than ideas. Most creators don't have a marketing problem. We've figured that out mostly. They have a design problem. They focus on content volume, creating more, giving more, trying new pricing tricks, trying the latest hack of pricing. I'm going to offer this. I'm going to try this discount. I'm going to add this special. They're trying new offers to see if that will work instead of trying things like new learning paths or a behavioral change or energy cost to the buyer. Engagement, retention, and application are not extras. They are the infrastructure that keeps a business alive. In the earlier years, you could get away with good branding, a big promise, average execution. You can't do that now. The creators who will last are the ones who are going to respect how adults learn. The people who are designing for real life, who build products that work, not just sell, not that sound good. The people who are actually supporting their people. It's not a trend. That's the shift. These moves are happening now. It makes sense that people are making this move now because of buyer skepticism, because of course fatigue, because of rising expectations for support, personalization, real outcomes, marketing that used to work not landing the same. We know that. Social media has changed. Social media marketing has changed. Just behaviors have changed. We know that. The audience didn't disappear. The tolerance for all the BS disappeared. The tolerance for all the hype disappeared. We can see right through all the bro marketing, the BS marketing, the hey girl marketing. We can see through all of that. So what does this mean for you? You might be at this point of the podcast and thinking okay, so what does this mean for my business? What does this mean for me right now? Is it time to make a shift? Maybe it's time to make a shift. This is why I've shifted my own work this year. It's something I've been thinking about for a while after the second half of last year. You don't need to create a new idea or start over. I doubt you do. You probably don't need another product. You probably have everything you need within your business right now. Focus on quality always and support for your audience instead of the quality of your sales. Sales will come. We can learn that. But if you have a crappy product, it's not going to work. If your stuff isn't good, it's not good. What we do know works is smaller, focused products, clear outcomes, systems that support your learners, offers aligned with capacity, your capacity. Before you start thinking about what's next, you need to know if your foundation can actually hold it. Can the foundation of your business hold the things that are coming next? Your foundation is your product ladder, your learning design, your support load, buyer experience, systems, boundaries. Most people don't need to scale by doing more. They need to stop leaking energy and money by avoiding burnout and wasted builds, trying every new idea because something's not working. What I'm doing is starting with a digital product infrastructure audit that looks at what you sell, how it's structured, how people move through it, what it costs you in time and energy, what actually deserves to exist in your business this year. When you understand why things break at scale, you stop copying models that were never built for you. I've never been drawn to the model of sell, 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 sell because I've always prioritized learning experience, real implementation, and sustainable support within my business. I'm not interested in selling at scale without care for my people. I'm not interested in volume over outcomes. That's not where I've ever come from as an educator, as an instructional designer. I don't want a business that only works if I'm constantly selling harder. Things are going to change all the time in business, especially in the online space. Pretending it doesn't help any of us. What we can do is build with that knowledge instead of pretending nothing is happening. If people you look up to or the leaders in your industry are changing course in their business, it's a good time to evaluate why and look at what's happening and see if it affects your business and how it does and what is it going to change for you if it does. And if it doesn't, keep on moving on. I'd love to hear what you think about this and if it's going to change anything you look at your business. I know for me, a big deal for me is being transparent about what's going on in the online space, which is why I started this podcast. So share what you think about this in the comments on Instagram at Katy Calls BS. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. I'll see you next week. If today's episode hit home, share it with a friend and hit follow so you never miss the next one. Until then, keep calling out the BS and building your business your way.